Welcome to my new series, and this time I'm going to show you guys how to build a two-story home addition with a junior ADU as an owner builder. And hopefully by watching this series, you'll learn from my mistakes. Hello everybody, my name is Hector. I built my ADU as an owner builder 3 years ago, and that was definitely a challenging task, especially not knowing what to do. But now I'm taking on a brand new endeavor, which is building a two-story addition with a JADU as an owner builder. This is definitely something challenging. I'm going to document every single step of the way. If you guys have seen any of my prior videos, I'm going to explain what I did wrong, what I got right, and anything that I learned along the way, you guys will know as well. By the time I'm done with the addition, I'm going to turn the lower section into a JADU. So that means that I will have an ADU, a JADU, and a single family residence. 3 properties in one lot. And today I'm going to share step 1 of my journey and how I got to this step, which is the forming of the foundation. There's a few ways to build a JADU, but the rule of thumb is that whatever section of the property you're going to be turning into a JADU, that section has to be attached to the property. For example, an attached garage, that could be a JADU. My house is maxed out at 2 bedrooms, so the only way to do that was to build an addition and then turn the addition into a JADU. And that's exactly what Natalie did when putting the plans together. Let's say you are not fully ready to commit with working with somebody to help you build what you want, especially as an owner builder. The standard way to do construction is you call a contractor. That contractor gets you in contact with their designer. They work together to give you a set of plans, and then that contractor does the construction. It's a very white glove service. You get everything done for you. You don't have to lift a finger. Everybody comes to your house, or you get on the phone with the right person. Doing it as an owner builder, a lot of it is going to be, I would say, the chicken and the egg scenario, where you want something but you don't even have the previous part to that. And that's exactly how I'm still kind of feeling in a way, because there's still a lot of unknowns that I have to figure out. But to make it easy on everybody, if you're not committed to working with a designer and you want to find out if you can build a JADU in your property or an ADU, call Building and Safety. They will let you know. You'll spend about an hour of your day, but you get the right answer from the people that know your house. Do it that route, and that will save you a lot of time in getting any project done. So building a 2-story addition is no easy task. Natalie got to work putting the plans together. I thought it was going to be an easy process, maybe 1 or 2 months to get the plans approved. And no, that was not the case. It took about 5 months to get approved plans. It was not to do with the designs, it was to do with the city. The city would just take their sweet time to do anything. For example, the LID, I probably spent about a month figuring out the LID, and most of that time was just waiting. We had to set up an appointment to go to Norwalk, get a document notarized, and then send that to the city planner to get it approved. That one step took about a month. The other 4 months was just basically waiting on the city planners to look at our plans, give us corrections, fix them, and it was just a big waiting game. If you're thinking about doing something like this, just get ready. And that was for the city of LA. LA County most likely will take an even longer time. This will be the first word of advice that I would give anybody doing something like this, whether it's an ADU or an addition. If you guys are refinancing your property, it doesn't really apply for a HELOC because you don't make payments until you take the money out. But if you're refinancing your property, I would say wait on it and start doing the process about a month before your plans are approved. Why? Well, I had to refinance my property to get money out and build the addition. We took the money out, we got approved, and I thought it was going to be an easy process to get the plans, maybe 1 month or 2 months. It ended up being 5 months. So that means that I made 5 payments, and basically $5,000 of those dollars that was going to go towards construction, now it just went to making payments on my new mortgage. And that's just waiting on the plans. we still have construction. So construction is going to take another 4 months. So that means I basically lost about $9,000 on making payments where it could have been $5,000 or $4,000 instead of $9,000. So just wait to get the money out until you know your plans are going to be approved, and you will be able to save money. If somebody told me that, I could have had $5,000 more in my pocket, but it is what it is. We got to keep going with the project. I'm going to give you another view of the project. I'll just explain exactly what you guys are looking at. This is the exterior footing. Inside where I am right now is where the stairs are going to be, and this is another footing that's going to be supporting the stairs. When they were doing the forms for this section, the soil caved in, so they just took it out, and now it's just a big empty hole. It's going to be filled in again. The only reason why I'm building this as an owner builder obviously is to save a little bit of money on the construction, because let's just say I can probably save about 30 to 40% of the entire cost of building this addition by not hiring a general contractor to take care of the project. There is a big risk with that. So if you're not ready to take on risk, don't even bother doing this. Just pay a general contractor and call it a day. Therefore, a lot of the things that I'm doing are going back to the chicken and the egg thing. What comes first? So if you kind of want to know how much this is going to cost, that's a very tough question, because there's a lot of subs involved. There's a lot of people going back and forth. And no contractor or subcontractor is going to take you seriously if you ask them, how much is it for the electrical on this, addition, and you don't have any plans with you? They're not going to know what to quote you. So the only way to get estimates for the construction is going to be when you have either preliminary plans or approved plans. And at that point, if you already refinanced your property and you didn't get enough money, when you see all the estimates together, you will see the entire price of the construction. So it's the chicken and the egg. You're not going to know until you have your plans, and then when you have your plans, you send them out to the subs and you get the price together to see what the cost will be. The regular way of doing things is hiring a general contractor. He knows exactly what to do, he knows his numbers, and he'll tell you a price up front, and then you can go to the bank, refinance your property, and get that money out. But I'm doing this as an owner builder, which means there's a bunch of questions that I don't know, and hopefully every step of the way that I go, I'll film it and let you guys know so you can kind of use that as reference. I did my best to calculate the amount of materials I'm going to be using: drywall, insulation, siding, windows, all those things you can kind of figure out by doing some math, come up with a number of how much materials you're going to need, and then just add it up by going to homedepot.com. I did my best. Most likely is going to be wrong, hopefully within a margin of error of 10%. And at the same time, you have to worry about the framing, electrical, plumbing, finishes, mini splits or HVAC system. Those are the things that only a subcontractor will know. You send them the plans and they will give you their prices, and then you can put it together. So hopefully I did my best to kind of explain the scenario that you cannot have the exact price that a general contractor will give you and expect to save money doing it as an owner builder. You're taking on the risk yourself, so you have to know that the unknowns are going to be there. Now, I'm going to share with you guys what I've spent so far and what my money got me for what you see back here. Expense number one, the plans. Natalie's fee for the plans was $7,500. CD fees, including school fees, which was the biggest chunk of money, was $6,391. Structural engineering was $2,200. That was a separate fee. Natalie's fee for the plans was $7,500, and I paid the structural engineer directly $2,200. We had one inspection from the structural engineer, and that was a visual inspection of the rebar. Every time he stops by my project, he's gonna charge me a fee. That fee was $300. Believe it or not, on rebar, some of the hold downs, the lumber, the nails, everything that you see together right now, on materials, I've only spent $2,907. Everything that you see here that's construction was only $2,907. I paid for a container for the removal of the soil I needed 2 containers. Each container was $495, so I spent $990. So far, if I add everything up, I've spent $20,000, $288 on what you see back here. And that's just after I passed the forming inspection, which is going to be the next video. On the very next one, I'm going to explain some of the details on what it takes to pass the forming inspection, getting ready to pour the concrete. Thank you guys. I hope you guys learned just a little bit of what it takes to do an addition with a JADU, and I'll see you on the next video.